listen-only mode.
Hello, my name is Terry Karamaris, and I'm the Customer Account Specialist for Maps101. Let me first of all welcome and thank all of you for joining us today. For the next 30 minutes, my goal is to highlight the key features and content areas of Maps101 to illustrate the broad and in-depth instructional material available in our unique online resource. As we proceed, I will review various ways to navigate through the wealth of material in Maps101, including the over 600 archived Geography in the News articles by Dr. Neal Lineback. In fact, since most of us are acquainted with Neal Lineback and his full-text articles, Geography in the News, I thought it would be a good place to begin. As an FYI, I will be using the acronym GITN when referring to Geography in the News. Geography in the News is found in our Global Perspective section, which is a place where students can learn about world events, compare and contrast information over time, and learn how geography influences our daily lives. Let's go ahead and go into Geography in the News. For those of you who may not be familiar with GITN, it's a series of full-text articles accompanied by custom maps. The articles have been written and produced for over 22 years by Dr. Neal Lineback, a renowned geographer and educator who's Professor Emeritus at Appalachian State University. His daughter, Mandy Lineback Britzner, now assists him with the weekly GITN articles. GITN is widely used by teachers and students and is in more demand than ever with the adoption of the Common Core standards in most states across the country. Dr. Lineback has a unique way of tying together history, geography, and culture to show how geography influences world events. Let's go ahead and take a look at the current article entitled The Revival of Chechnya. We have our custom map. Each week a map is created to support the subject of the article. You'll find the article which will run you about a page to a page and a half in length. At the end of the article, Dr. Lineback has recently added extended learning questions following each article. These questions provide critical thinking opportunities and bring more rigor to the learning experience. We also include links to related material located in Maps101 for a more in-depth perspective. We can find activities, additional GITN articles, maps, other news articles, and even videos. So with the adoption of the Common Core standards in most states, GITN is an excellent support tool for English language arts. I'd also like to point out that at the top of the GITN page, you can access our archives where we have over 600 articles archived for you. Let's go ahead and click the archive button here. It's very easy to search for an article either by keyword, chronologically, or by subject or place. So let's go ahead and look for some articles on tsunamis. We can go ahead and type tsunami into our search box here, and we will see that we have several articles available. The most recent article from April of 2011 is available in Spanish and English, all the way down to an article from 1998. Let's go ahead and return back to the Maps101 homepage and take a quick look at the sections making up Maps101. We have National Geographic, Map Collections, Interactive Maps, Spanish Language, Reference Atlas, Global Perspective, K through 3 Maps, Classroom Resources, and finally, Learn and Play. We'll go to our map collections. Our parent company, Maps.com, is a map-making company, and therefore we consider the map collections to be the heart and soul of Maps101. And here is where you'll find thousands of maps. Our broad range of maps includes antique maps, history maps, outline physical maps, atlases, and many more. Let's go to our outline map sets. These maps are used throughout the grade levels, and you'll find almost 1,000 outline maps in Maps101. In this section, I will show you how you can print a map, email it, and download it to your computer. I will click on Outline Map with Shaded Relief and choose a map of the United States. I have a couple of maps here. I have a map with text and a map without text. With each map, you can print a PDF. All of our PDFs are pre-formatted to print on 8.5 by 11 paper. You can email a link to the map, download the image to your computer to use in a PowerPoint presentation or embed in a lesson. And now I'll show you our latest feature, which is Map Sketch. This is a great tool which allows you to draw, input arrows or lines, and many, many more to any map in the map collection. So you can certainly draw. You've got the choices of color. You can use your pencil to scribble. I'll show you in more detail when we actually look at one of our history maps. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the maps in our map collection. We do have an extensive list of earth science maps showing physical and environmental data. We can go ahead and quickly take a look at a map of hurricane tracks around the world. And now let's go to those history maps. And you'll see that we have a broken out map of U.S., Canadian, and world history. We also have categories for U.S. presidential election map and historical presidential election map comparisons. In our United States history maps, you'll see that these are arranged chronologically, and I will scroll through the list of maps. You can see the large volume of United States maps that we offer you at Maps 101, all the way from colonial times to Civil War, Reconstruction, World Wars to the post-Cold War era. I'd like to show you a map showing the growth of the United States to 1853. So we can open up this map. We can click the green button that says Zoom to open up the map and look at it at a very high resolution. We call this our Zoomify feature. So we can take a look at this map with a lot of detail. I'll go ahead and close this window. And let's use that map sketch feature right now. And we can customize this map. Perhaps we are talking about the Louisiana Purchase. We can point to it, and then we can note the original 13 states and controlled territories. After we're done with this map, we can save it or print it or even email the map. So the map sketch is great. Our teachers really enjoy this. We'll go ahead and take a look at world historical maps, and you'll see that these are also arranged chronologically, starting, of course, with our ancient societies and civilizations, going all the way to the age of exploration and to modern times. We'll take a look at one of our maps from the ancient world. We can look at Alexander's Empire from 323 BCE. And of course, this shows Alexander's progression from Macedonia all the way to the Indian subcontinent. Let's move on to our interactive map section. And our interactive maps feature visual movement and sound effects to engage students and bring historical events to life. We have some animated history maps for you. You'll see these are also categorized by U.S. and world history. In our U.S. history maps, we can take a look at public school segregation by state from 1954. We can click to see where segregation was required by law, where it was determined by local option, prohibited by law, and where it was not legislated. To clear the map, you'll just go ahead and click right back, and that will restore the map back to the default view. Our world historical maps also offer animation. Let's take a look at a map of the Pacific Theater of World War II. And in this map, you'll see that we have a play button. We can go ahead and play and listen to the sound effects of World War II. Now we can go ahead and stop the animation, talk about what's happening here in the Pacific, and then continue on with the animation to show the results of this map. And finally, one last map in our interactive section I'd like to show you is the United States Interactive Census Map. We have taken the latest data from the 2010 census and applied it to a big map. So let's go ahead and open this up in a new window here and get started. We will see the default view, which is showing population by county for the United States. We can click a county and get more information on it. I'm looking at San Bernardino County, California, giving me the population in 2010 and the percentage of the race. If we want to take a closer look at race, we can compare, perhaps we want to take a look at Native Americans. Here's a map showing Native American race by county. And we can even compare up to 4 places. I'm going to go ahead and choose 2 locations And I'll go to my places, and let's pick our first state to be California, taking a look at the Native American population. And our second state, we'll choose Florida here. And so now we can compare the Native American populations between Florida and California. We've actually had a high school teacher recently tell us how useful this map is when teaching AP Human Geography. We'll move on next to our National Geographic section, and we are very excited about our Digital Content Alliance with the National Geographic Society. You'll find National Geographic outline maps in this section. We showed those to you earlier in the map collections. The National Geographic outline maps add to the variety and volume of outline maps available to the teachers and students. Again, you have approximately 1,000 outline maps at your fingertips. Maps 101 now includes the National Geographic archive maps, Earth Pulse, and over 500 National Geographic videos ranging from 1 to 9 minutes in length. So you can see that the content from National Geographic gives our subscribers the benefits of 2 resources for the low price of 1. We'll go to the National Geographic Magazine Map Archive, and I'm sure you're familiar with the Yellow Border National Geographic magazine. You probably recall that in many of the magazines you would find a poster-sized pull-out map included. At Maps 101, we have over 100 years worth of those maps archived, dating back to 1891. The maps are unique to Maps 101, and as far as we know, you cannot find them digitized anywhere else. There's a couple of ways to search for content. On the left, we've grouped the maps for you by date. On the right, the same maps are grouped by area. So let's go ahead and go to the 1990s, and you'll see in alphabetical order a list of all maps from the 1990s decade. I'll scroll here to let you see indeed how many maps we have. The map that I would like to show you is entitled Amazonia, a World Resource at Risk. This is from 1992. We can read more information about the map down at the bottom. We can click our Zoomify feature to open up the map in a new window, and you can actually zoom in at a very, very high resolution. And this map has a lot of wonderful information, of course, showing a map of the Amazon, but also giving you information about the canopies, the rainforest, conservation efforts, and many, many more features. So these are wonderful maps for you to look at in your free trial later on. Let's back to National Geographic. And I mentioned earlier that we have over 500 video shorts, again, each from 1 to 9 minutes in length. And there's a couple of ways that you can search for video content in the National Geographic video area. You can choose try to look for a video by date. I'm sorry. You can try to click a location in the world to find a list of videos supporting that region, or choose from one of our 5 categories, and those are civilizations and history, culture and society, science and nature, wildlife, and Spanish language videos. At the middle school level, if you're studying ancient civilizations, you might want to search for a video to support your topic. Let's click civilizations and history. We see the default view come up, which is thumbnails by alpha. We can click on the right side to view the results as text. And as we scroll down through the list, we see that we have a video on Mesopotamia. Let's go ahead and play that video. And as the video comes up, we will see that the running time is 3 minutes. Our Google locator map shows us where in the world is the video. We have a description: Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization, developed beneath the desert of modern Iraq between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Archaeologists have studied the area looking for early traces of agriculture in both ruined cities and translated clay tablets. We can use our control to put the video in full screen mode, and you can either press the escape key on your keyboard or go back with your mouse and restore the view back to the default view. We'll always have a list of related videos, maps, and lessons underneath the video that's currently playing. And then finally, let's go ahead and fast forward to the end of the video, and we will see our Maps 101 fast facts come up. We have about about 3 to 5 fast facts for each of our lessons, giving useful tidbits of information. Looks like we have a little bit of slowness today in our webinar presentation. the combination of the text, the visuals, the sound, the locator maps, and the fast facts create a wonderful environment for students to develop their independent learning skills. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the National Geographic Atlas. 9th edition Atlas. This is a recent addition to Maps 101. Includes a great list of current political and physical maps, including the individual states and even the solar system and the Milky Way. Let's go ahead and open up a physical map of the world. And again, I'm going to use my Simplify feature to open up this map at a very high resolution. Take a look at this beautiful National Geographic World Physical Map. We'll move on next to our Spanish language section. I would like to show this briefly to you. We have an entire section dedicated to Spanish language. Our subscribers requested the content, so we added it. And the sections here are Spanish language maps. We have basic maps in Spanish. We have translations of our Geography Skill Builders lessons and our Geography in the News articles. We offer you glossaries in Spanish language, a selection of National Geographic videos in Spanish language, and finally K through 3 maps in Spanish language as well. The Maps 101 Reference Atlas offers you an extensive and up-to-date world and U.S. reference atlas, and we have a variety of tools. Each country and state offers you access to a political map, a physical map, a flag, and an extensive collection of statistics. For purposes today, we'll take a look at China. So from the World Atlas, I will click on Asia, and then I will go ahead and click on China, and this will bring up China's political map. Let's go ahead and click here to get the physical map of China. We can take a look at China's flag. And finally, let's take a look at the statistics for China. And you can see that the categories range from introduction, geography, economy, all the way to transportation, military, and transnational issues. The country facts come from the CIA World Factbook. They're updated on a regular basis by our webmaster. For the individual United States, the facts are culled from about 5 different sources and again are updated on a regular basis. I would like to point out that we offer you a guide to country comparisons in the Reference Atlas where we have listed in rank order information such as geography, information on people and society, lots of information on economy, and again all the way to transportation and military. And if we use our previous example of China as a reference point, a student is working on a report about populations and would like to find out where China stands in relation to other countries, go to the guided country comparisons, click on population, and you'll see that as of July 2012, China is projected to be the most populous country in the world with over 1.3 billion people. We will move on next to our K through 3 map section. This is an entire section designed and dedicated to the early learner. I just want to point out the 5 sections here, which are beginner maps, the Earth, world map, U.S. map, and K through 3 map in Spanish. These are simplified visuals supporting subjects that are complex to our young learners, but they're also an excellent resource for ESL or ELL and special needs classes. We're actually seeing an upswing in the portion of funding that comes from ESL and special ed to purchase Maps 101. In our classroom resources section, you will find over 200 lessons and many more classroom activities. It's a place where teachers find tools to develop and test student skills. The most popular area of the classroom resources section is the lesson plans area. And it's very easy to search for a lesson either by grade level, subject, or world region. We'll go ahead and search for all lessons for grade levels 6 through 8. So I'll go ahead and choose that in the drop-down box and click Go. And you can see the number of lessons here in alphabetical order that we have for grade level 6 through 8. I will go ahead and choose the continents, geography, and trade, and we'll see how this is set up. We have the introduction for the lesson, the time frame. This one takes 1 to 2 class periods. We first have the objectives of the lessons, followed by the National Social Studies and Geography standards. You have a list of maps and materials needed, along with links to take you right to the materials you need, assessment suggestions, the extension, the procedure for the lesson is given to you here, and then finally, for many of our lessons, we include a student handout for students to answer questions about the lesson. You can always print a PDF of the lesson plan, click the PDF icon in the upper right-hand corner. In addition to the lesson plan, in our classroom resources section, we offer you shorter classroom activities, short projects organized by grade level. Let's go to grades 9 through 12 this time and take a look at some of the activities available here for you. We have state populations and land area, current events in Europe. We can take a look at congressional campaign issues. And this activity asks to have students use the state's thematic map to find out which congressional district they're in, and then have them look at some of the other state thematic maps, such as ethnic distributions and land use, and ask them to think about the issues that a candidate for Congress in their district might be concerned with. Have them compare their ideas with an actual candidate's statements and positions in a recent campaign. Did the candidate express concerns with issues that might be of interest to the ethnic groups or industries in the district? That's just one of the many types of classroom activities that we offer you in Maps 101. We also have our geography skill builders. I'd like to point out that these are available in English and in Spanish, as I mentioned earlier. Skill builders are over 70 activities to help students practice and reinforce their geography skills. You can choose between U.S. and world geography. Let's go ahead and go to world. Both the U.S. and world sections are arranged chronologically by themes. And as I scroll down, we'll go ahead and choose deforestation in Brazil. Take a look at that skill builder. I'd like to point out we have a reading passage followed by a related graphic. And then finally, we have questions about the text and graphic for the students to answer. And just for the fun of it, let's go back to GITN and see if we can find any articles by Dr. Lineback about the Amazon. So I'll go back to Global Perspectives and go to the Geography in the News section. And we can go ahead and in the Archive section type in Amazon, and let's see what comes up here. And as we pull up the results, that we see that we have 2 pages with results of GITN articles about the Amazon available in English, and some of the articles are also available in Spanish. And perhaps you might be interested to find out what additional instructional material is available on Maps 101 to support the Amazon. And one way to search is to go back to the Maps 101 homepage, and we can search 3 ways. Of course, we can browse by subject. Let's go ahead and open up geography, and you can see here a quick listing of geographic content arranged by subject. We also, of course, can search by keyword, and we can also search by location using our Earth View search. This is a way to search content by location using Microsoft Bing's satellite imagery. Unfortunately, Earth View is not compatible with GoToMeeting, and you're going to view some flickering. I want to assure you that the flickering will not be there when you open this program up on your computer. So again, I'm going to go ahead and type in Amazon here. Let's click Go, and the new window or tab will open up depending which browser you use. And you'll see that we'll be right over the Amazon basin. And there's a couple of ways to search for content. You can use the controls to drill down and get right over that, or you can search in the results that you're given here. So I'm going to go ahead and close this flickering window. Sorry about that. Let's go back to our classroom resources section and finish up with our understanding geography activities. These are activities designed to support existing social studies curricula. You can choose from level 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to go ahead and choose level 5, activity 14 on regions. And let's go ahead and open this up. It's a PDF. We can click the PDF icon, and as we scroll through the lesson, we see lots of keywords, lots of color. There's regions of the United States. Students answer questions about that. And we go down and we learn that there's vegetation regions. We can answer questions about that. Cultural regions. And finally, at the end of each of the activities, we have skill builder review questions and an activity to try it yourself. Our last section is Learn and Play, where we have K through 12 educational games and quizzes. This is a fun and engaging way to reinforce and review subjects that are being taught in the classroom. As a matter of fact, some primary level teachers like to use these as a reward for students that receive high scores or finish their work early. We have crosswords available. We've got a game show, a couple of drag and drop games to reinforce locations of the states and state capitals. Uncle Sam's Farm and Aliens are games aimed towards the younger learner. Uncle Sam's Farm, students can learn beginning farm vocabulary, map grids, and cardinal directions. Aliens targets geographic locations, indigenous animals, and oceans and continents. We have puzzles, crosswords, map kits where students can become junior cartographers, easy and advanced word search puzzles, and easy and very challenging Flash World quizzes. So we'll go back to the Maps 101 homepage, and this does conclude our overview of Maps 101. I think you'll be pleased to know that we've set up a free trial for each of you to explore our resource further, and we'll be sending you the information via email after we close today. Our ultimate goal is to provide each of the Alliance coordinators from every state with access to Maps 101 in order for your master teachers and consulting teachers to use our resource as a teaching tool for the geography teachers who are Alliance members in your individual state. The cost of a one-year subscription with access for an entire school is less than the cost of a dozen textbooks, and yet Maps 101 spans across the school curricula by supporting geography and the many strands of the social sciences, as well as earth science, English and Spanish language arts, and even math. Your Maps 101 account manager will be contacting you in the next several days to give you additional details about the ways Maps 101 can support your Alliance, and you in turn can support Maps 101. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to speaking with you soon.